Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Today we're talking about Dr. Stone Season 3, Episode 17, or Dr. Stone Season 3, Part 2, Episode 6, whatever your preference is. Pretty cool episode. I'll be honest with you. I definitely enjoyed this episode. Overall, we start off with Magma being crazy, Nikki going flying after them. And them just like, well, this isn't gonna work. There's like 100 of them. There's like 6 of us. Like, this is ridiculous. No. Magma goes flying. Nikki goes after her. Kenro's on board. Everybody just boarding the ship for a grand old fantastic time here. Let's go ahead and skip past the intro. He was like, we're waxing lyrical about how serious the invention of the gun is. So, Magma fires off a couple of shots. We got like 2 or 3 shots left, if I remember correctly. Nikki's like, yeah, I'll go ahead and fight you. I don't care. I wonder if they're going to end up as a couple. And the reason I say I wonder if they're going to end up as a couple is because they both have the blonde hair, both are strong, both have a similar attitude. So I could see that happening. A lot of times artists will make characters that end up together look similar. So I can definitely see that happening in the future. But Senku then throws a bunch of magnesium and something else in the gun to make this giant, crazy spark wave. All these people are jumping overboard, but unfortunately, Mose is showing up too early, as usual. He goes flying after them. Yo just gets yeeted off the ship, which is kind of funny. He just gets chucked off the ship like nothing. Kenro puts up a little bit of a fight, but not really. Gets beat up pretty quick. At this point, he's not killing anybody, which is interesting because I feel like there's no reason for Mose not to be killing them off at this point. But, it is what it is. Nikki gets smacked around a little bit too. They run down into part of the ship. Giant steel door. And I'm thinking, well, why do we have a giant steel door? Regardless, Mose knocks it down. Here comes Ibarra as well. And they're like, yup, we are going to kill you. That's basically what Ibarra's evil eyes come out. But apparently there is a Joker contingency plan. And that contingency plan's name is Hoga. So, I remember him. remember the guy that almost killed Senku, stabbed Tsukasa, and basically killed Tsukasa. And then they were prisoners. Well, he got petrified on the ship, and he was probably initially going to stay petrified because there was no reason to unpetrify him. They put him in a jail so they don't have to worry. If he's petrified, they don't have to worry about, him escaping. Anything along those lines. It was him, and I am forgetting the name of the girl, but apparently he's the only one that actually gets unpetrified. So he's good to go, very, very strong. They throw it to him, and now we are in a standoff moment, which is essentially, what side is Hoga going to be on? Yeah, there they are, petrified Hoga, and then I am forgetting her name, but she's like an acrobat. She was in the circus, if I remember, something along those lines. And Ibarra realizes, oh crap, they can unpetrify people too. That is really, really bad. He runs away. Magma gets beat up by Mose in like half of a second, and then it's basically up to Hyoga which side he's going to join. Is he going to join Mose? Is he going to join Senku's side? Kind of the enemy of my enemy is my friend type situation. And Gen is trying to think of something where, hey, Nikki, pretend you're attracted to Hyoga for a couple minutes there. And then she's like, oh, you're the only girl here. It's fine. And she was like, but I want to save those words for the one I really love. So, Nikki is kind of a hopeless romantic, which is kind of nice seeing. Gin gets in a predicament. And he was like, oh, you'd be a good ally here as well. And basically, he's trying to figure out what the situation is. So he can either kill every single person that even might be valuable to him and join Mose. Or he can join Senku's side and go after Mose. And he is trying to hear out what Mose is going to say. And he was like, do you think, everybody should be re-arrived? Or do you think it should be a select few, survival of the fittest type situation? And Mose is just going with the answer that he thinks Hoga wants to hear. In reality, he just wants to have a harem. He just wants to control this one particular island. He doesn't even want the entire world, where Hyoga kind of does. And he wants a harem going on, and he's good to go. And he's like, yep, we'll get cute girls. And then Ryusui is like, what are you talking about? I want every woman in the world. And then he kind of takes a double take at Nikki, and he's like, yeah, maybe he's right. Maybe that's not a bad idea to have. So they end up, Yuzuria, Taiju, and the gang, the split team there, they end up getting the master put back together. Sozu, Ukyo, Sukiya, right? Sukiya? Trying to remember the names here. And then Hyoga makes the decision, okay, I'm going to fight Mose, because I think that this is the better of the two situations. I guess he has agreed to at least temporarily join the old Kingdom of Science. Yeah, it's a beautiful still image right there. But we actually get to see Hyoga's face again, and being that he got petrified and unpetrified, he no longer has the original mark from being petrified for so long. So fewer and fewer people actually have that mark. Senku actually, now that I'm thinking about it, he may be the only one, in this current team. These very few people actually are going to have the original petrification mark because they got repetrified. And it seems like they're a decent match. They're going head to head. They're both very, very strong. He's like, oh, I'm going to satisfy you. He's finally coming full force. He's like, oh, I'm sorry if you ever thought you actually had a chance here. And he knocks him down pretty good here. Meanwhile, Ibarra is like, yeah, we got to petrify the entire island. And he is going to send one of his underlings to do it. And he was like, well, wouldn't he get petrified too? And all the other people on the island get petrified too? And he was like, why would I care about that? I don't give a crap about any of that. He was like, you dare deny you dare deny the request of the master? And Kurosami here has a flashback of the master. And he is actually a very kind man. He was like, no, I'm not going to petrify the entire mountain. Like we live here too among the other animals and other things. And, this is her as a child. There's no need to do it. Let's go see what it actually is. And it turns out it's just a scarecrow. Some old scarecrow someone chucked away. And she was like, I don't think this is the word of the master. The master isn't someone that would just do that and destroy the entire island, turn the entire thing to stone. Like it'd be unheard of. Ibarra then gets an evil look in his face. At this point, Taiju and everybody else there is like, hey, look, we have the master here. He got turned to stone, yelling it out for everyone to see as loud as he possibly can. And Kurosami is like, what the heck is going on? Apparently, how the Medusa works is what we're calling it, the petrification device, is he can set the distance. So apparently, I'm assuming it has the ability to take over the whole world because it did initially, for a season. Episode 1, and he actually was able to petrify just her. And he's like, calling in the B word there. She gets petrified to stone, sinks to the bottom of the sea. But she can get revived, so not a big deal. No huge deal there. She definitely turned sides there. So I feel like she'd be useful, very strong as well. Meanwhile, Ukyo gets a good shot at Ibarra. And we actually get to see a little bit of blood. Got some PG-13 going on. He actually ends up getting shot in the hand. What a good shot. And, I thought Senku initially said the gun wasn't going to have the ability to kill anybody. But, he has a hole straight through his hand. He actually ends up trying to read him his Miranda rights and forgetting them, which is kind of funny. And Ibarra ends up dropping it. And Yo now has the Medusa. So everybody's going to be trying to fight Yo. Anyway, Mose is going to go after him, if you overheard that. That's my first guess for next episode, is Mose is going to go after Yo, try to get the petrification beam. Ibarra, I think, is pretty much out of the picture. Flicker of Doom is what they're calling next episode. Let's just find a good screenshot in here somewhere. We got I want the whole gang together, Let's see here. Yeah, sure. Why not? We can do that. But Hyoga, I think, was a good card to play. I didn't even think about that. Very nice little surprise. And then, Yo actually being able to use the gun successfully to get the petrification device, the Medusa, as they call it. And we are one step closer to winning this little war, I guess I would call it. Episode rating wise, yeah, we'll give it like an 8 out of 10. Why not? Just, you know, I don't know. I don't have major complaints, but when you go from watching the epicness that is Jujutsu Kaisen to this, you know, maybe I should have watched it in the opposite order, because I think Dr. Stone comes out first anyway. And, you know, time frame, they both come out on Thursday, but, you know, I was reviewing Jujutsu Kaisen initially first on Thursday, so that's why Dr. Stone is now on Fridays. That's why you're getting the review here on Friday. But good episode overall. A couple of the stills were a little iffy, you know, there. Not everything going according to plan. Not a whole lot of action. I feel like they made Mose a little bit too OP, because he just kind of, you know, 100%s people, smacks them out of the way, and they're done. Even somebody as powerful as Hyoga, I thought he would put up a little bit more of a fight than that. We'd get a little bit more action. But we did get to see some blood. We did get to see Bara get shot in the hand, and we got the petrification beam. So, good episode overall. You know, just, I would say, minor complaints. And I don't even really have much to complain. The only reason I'm saying something is for the sake of the review. You got to be a little bit nitpicky. So that's where we are, 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, comment what you want to see for future videos. Stay tuned for Saturday for the short Spy Family clip, and then back to Rick and Morty on Monday. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.